Hi there. Just coming to you from Traders Community, going through Knovawave for JP Morgan. JP Morgan is reporting on Friday, so we just wanted to have a quick look at that technically and fundamentally what to expect. On our site, we have an earnings preview of JP Morgan, which is reporting on Friday, also with Wells Fargo, Citibank, or Citigroup, it is these days, sorry, and BlackRock. So on JP Morgan, as you know, they've had a lot of strong earnings reports. They're projecting an EPS of $3 on projected revenue of $29.85 billion. JP Morgan is the biggest bank in the world now as far as market caps. So their assets are 4 trillion. So that she's a big, what this one does is certainly influences a lot of different markets. Just the market cap alone is $490 billion. Okay, yeah, I got it. Apple's 3, but trillion the other day for a couple of hours, it seems. But so they are big. And as you look at the chart, so you go through there, go to the Trades Community website, you'll see the schedule. There's also, as I said, JP Morgan, Citi and Wells on Friday. With BlackRock, you've got B of A and US Bank Corp next Wednesday. Wednesday another week. And on the 18th, that Thursday day after, Tuesday, we have Goldman Sachs. So go through there. You'll have, as you can see, a nice little summary of all the major banks and what to expect. So let's look at the technicals on all that. We're all familiar with a lot of the banks have been hitting 52-week highs. So we're looking here at a daily chart. Now, JP Morgan's not one of them. A couple of reasons. One is, of course, it copped a lot of bad press here, and you can see that island reversal just here. But one of the big reasons was we've had a very volatile market with regard rates. The reason we are up now is because of the likelihood that the Fed's going to raise rates. It's at like 70 odd percent. And plus, that's also, if you want to go through the weekly, a good summary there of what to expect in the March FOMC. There's obviously nothing's a given in trading. There's obviously the Omicron. We have had a bit of a sell-off in the general markets, particularly NASDAQ. So the Federal Reserve, I'm sure, wouldn't like that to get out of hand. So there's all these other factors. Anyway, let's just look at the quick technicals. We know that it broke up 4 days ago. And guess what that was? That's when the minutes came out and we reversed in as far as cycles go. So more selling in tech, and there was buying in cyclicals, dividend-related stocks, particularly energy with the oil price, but banking was the other one, as I said, because of interest rates. So we've moved up nicely on that. We came back and retested that breakup. I just put that line in earlier, which is also the top of the cloud. And from here, we're building a nice little pennant, as you can see. So looking at the longer term, if on the top side, you have these potential targets way up here over time. This is a big ask, but that's mathematically where it can go to $200. Wow, long way away. And that would mean basically this whole range of $22 way above there. So that would be, it's a big ask for a major bank. Firstly, I would be looking at, if I'm a bull, it's got to get over this high here, right? 172.60 odd. If it breaks out of this pennant, pretty straightforward on the downside. You've got the Tenkan in here in the cloud, which is all around 165, and then you would follow this down. Okay, pretty simple stuff. If we go to the daily that was a daily on the 60 minutes, you can see from that bottom on the 20th, we've just mowed it all the way up, right? And this is where all the action came. Start of the year. Remember, we open up with a bang. And then we've had this big move up. And then we had the big sell-off in the general markets, in particular after the Fed minutes. We had this volatility. We have crept up since here. And as I've said, JP Morgan's actually lagging a lot of the other banks, even Wells Fargo, which is actually out of the US domestic banks. That's been believe it or not, hard to believe with all its problems. Investors are putting a lot of that behind them. That was the best performing bank of the last 12 months. So out of the majors. So as we move up, you can see our support is going to be on these two GAN lines that I've put in here, our cloud and our Tenkan. From a Murray, remember you look on Knovawave, you want to look for confidence. So one of the things that a lot of people get all mixed up who are new to Ichimoku or not fully immersed in it is what time frame. So you want to minimize the what's out of your control as much as you want. So as you know, we look for 1 to 3. So actually, I look for 3 different things. We know on the daily it broke up. So at the time, we want to look at the trend. And then we see we broke up when confirmation here was when the Cajun went through the Tenkan. So moving up. And then I don't want to, we're going to be pretty quick here, but you then look at your shorter term for more precise, but by the same time, you don't want to get whipped out. So hourly 240, that's why we look at them. You can see a very clear trend. Okay, so what can go wrong? Obviously, the earnings can't be it. We have the market risk. You also have a few potential catalysts. We have Jerome Powell has his confirmation hearing on Tuesday. He's obviously going to be getting asked a lot of questions about rates. So that will have effect here. We have the CPI out the next day and PPI out the following day. This is all before the earnings release. We also have Lael Brainard up on Thursday for her confirmation hearing. So just a couple of quick things. We just wanted to go real quick on that. The S&P also will have some effect. Let's look really quickly what we got going there. So the S&P on a 60-minute basis, I just wanted to put that up the side here. You can see this is this dump here, very similar, right? But as this went sideways and lower on Friday, look what we did here. We actually broke up. So that's that cyclical pattern we were talking about. And this is the same time frame. If you want to look at that daily, so here's what we are on a daily basis. And these are all on our weekly. You can see where that is. So if we want to compare apples to oranges and also take note of the cyclical. So the Cajun's our big thing here. We'll go through that separately on a separate podcast with S&P. But know your different risks, right? The whole point of macro and geopolitiks is to understand how they influence each other. Right now, it's interest rates for this little guy, right? So energy, we don't really need to take a look at because right now that's not a big risk for the banking sector. So I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Just nice and sweet. You can follow just for technical at Knovawave. For everything traders related at Traders.com on Twitter. Our website is traderscommunity.com. Please like and share, subscribe. We're going to do a lot more of these little sharp updates of the different banks, the different markets. As you know, we do a lot of energy, so we will spend some time on that as well. So have a great evening and good luck trading next week. Thank you. Goodbye.